One of the expectations is that there will be no corruption, because across the country there is a fair amount of corruption. People call it speed money. We would like to call it a tax on doing business. In Gujarat, people you've spoken to, industries you've spoken to, even when you're not there, talk about the almost corruption-free administration that runs in the state. How do you make sure that you're honest? How do you make sure that the administration is honest as well?
First, it requires a state must be policy-driven. There should be no grey area. If there is a grey area, if there is a scope for the human being
discretion
to do discrimination, then the corruption starts. The second thing is you require a technological support. If you have a technological support, it brings the transparency, it brings the speed, it brings the accountability. The third thing is, and that is the main thing, the commitment of the leadership. It influences.
Again, I come back to the question, is it only possible if you're politically strong? Is it possible to influence administration if you say are running a coalition?
I don't think that a coalition or no coalition is the problem.
Okay. Gujarat has benefited a lot because of the flood of investment, both foreign and Indian investment in the last couple of years, in the last 5 years since you took over especially. With the slowdown undoubtedly being there, are you facing any strain? Do you see investment drying up?
Some 4 months back, I was talking to the Prime Minister office, and I had a chance to talk to Prime Minister also. So the central government must take the initiative. I suggested that please invite the financial people, the banking sector, the industrial sector, the policymakers, the academicians, and we'll have some roundtable conference. And we must discuss. Of course, the problem is there. We can change this challenge into the opportunity. We'll have to.
You think the central government has done enough?
Well, I'm not happy with the step. Unless and until you don't have a all-out thinking, this patchwork activity cannot give you the result.
So I'm tempted to ask you, what would you have done, sir?
The first thing is, what I suggested, we must have a roundtable conference. First, try to understand the gravity of the problem. What type of problem will occur? First, try to understand. Then we must discuss what should be the way, and let it come out. If you do, one day some from banking industry, some announcement is coming, the second day some from some laborers is coming, they should not give the influence. As far as Gujarat is concerned, I was sitting with my people, I had to talk with the industrial houses. I was trying to understand what type of their thinking is. Then I came to the conclusion and I took the decision. Immediately I called my cabinet meeting. And my instruction is that we'll have to take up all the infrastructure project immediately. Housing project immediately. The state will be beneficiary because we will get the cheap steel, cement, labor, good institutions. So in less budget, we can do a good infrastructure.
So infrastructure.
And because of this infrastructure, we can provide a scope to the industry to grow.
So
if the industry will grow, the laborers will get the job. If they are getting the job, the economy will work.
So infrastructure is certainly a state subject. Policy is a central subject. So can you give specific measures of what you're going to do and what you plan to do in the next?
Already my plan is ready. Already the implementation has been started. The road projects, the Narmada projects, the pipeline projects, then some housing projects, some 5 lakhs houses we are going to build for the poor people. I will do in a very, very fast manner. Very fast manner. The project which want to complete in 3 years, I would like to complete in 1 year. So I'll find out ways and means, and I'll find out the money from outside.
The Gujarati normally is seen as entrepreneurial, seen as someone who is gung-ho about investment, gung-ho about industry. So what is the purpose then behind something like the Gujarat Investment Summit that you're going to have? Because do you really need it?
Actually, it's not necessary that I need it. Even though you are healthy, you must do the exercise.
Okay.
It's not necessary that you are healthy, you stop the exercise. The second thing is that it gives a huge opportunity to the small-scale industries, the middle-level industries, the top industries. All the people come together, they think together. That gives also energy. It's not necessary that it's not simply a government project. The whole who's who of the India is coming on the dais. And all the industrial, small and bigger industrial houses from the country are coming to one place. They are discussing the things. And even in the two small persons are coming together, they think about their own business. Even we do not know, but they are achieving. So we must provide a platform.
But how much of the investment actually promised in these summits in the last two times you held it? How much has actually translated into actual investments?
Normally in our country, if you go through the different governments, the MOU and the achievement, the ratio is hardly 10%, 15%. Whereas in my Gujarat case, the achievement is more than 80%. And the reason is very simple. Normally what governments are doing? Government are trying to get the investment. They will meet this person, that person. Then the investors are moving around the governments and they are requesting to do this and that. Here I have changed the scenario. Here once they come to function, they do the MOU. I put an officer in charge for that particular MOU, and it is the duty of the government to see the follow-up. Whether he required the land, what happened? He required the electricity, what happened? He required license, what happened? This is the duty of the government, not the industrialists. The system has been changed.
Okay.
System has been changed. And that's why, now another thing is, the government had nothing to do for the industrial development. Only how to take care of this MOUs only. So focus activity is there. Then, once I get the MOUs, according to the MOUs requirement, immediately what I do, what type of human resource is required. When I get all the MOUs signed, what type of industry is coming up, and what type of human resources are required, immediately my institutions are taking the syllabus for the development of human resources. As soon as the industry will come up, the human resource will be available. So that type of activity is going on. It's not a simple one function. It has changed the whole mechanism. It's something to study.
So you're saying that if investors see that you are serious about your business, money will come into the state.
Money will not be a problem anyway. Money will not be a problem.
It's a matter of giving them confidence.
I'm going to give you the example. We were facing two problems, the huge problems. No one noticed it. One was earthquake. Because of the earthquake, we were in a very, very bad situation. And another was our cooperative sector banking. Our 200 banks were in a very bad position in 2001-2000. And it was a threat to the whole economic system of my Gujarat. It was an economical earthquake in banking industry that Madhupura Bank and not problem. We took some decision, we took the proactive stand, and we converted the problem into the opportunity. And now my cooperative banking sector is also a strength to the whole my development process. So there was a threat from that banking industry, but now it's a asset.
So you see a similar asset here.
So the same thing. My thinking is that let the problem come, we'll have to find out a solution, and we'll have to overcome it, we'll have to take some aggressive stand.
Okay,
I do believe in aggressive.
Okay, since you believe in aggressive and believe in out-of-the-box thinking, I'm tempted to again ask you, if you were leading the finances of this country, would you have done something like, say, form a sovereign fund, like we bailed out UTI, form a sovereign fund, ask them to invest in stock markets, because in the next 4 or 5 years, stock markets will come up?
Well, with specific suggestions, it's very difficult for me to come to the media.
Okay.
But in proper forum, I must have shown my courage to take the decision.
Most politicians go for the social issues first and then industry. You reversed it. Why?
It's not so. It's not so.
No, is it because you felt that you needed the money first to go for this?
No, basically, it has nothing to do with the industry. It does not mean that when I'm focusing on the industrial development, I was not doing for the social issues. Okay. But nowadays, I am not taking care of the industrial development because that is autopilot. That is autopilot. So personally, when you are asking for the personally Narendra Modi, then I said that my complete commitment and focus is only on the social infrastructure development, human development index, and I achieve. And it gives me a satisfaction because ultimately, my role is not wealth creation. My role is I have to change the quality of the life of the common man. Yeah. I'm not here for the wealth creation. The ordinary industrialist can do this. I'm not for that. I'm for the change of the life in the common people in the rural area.
Modi, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.